10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cart banner. Mike Q.
New on Nightcast, 3 men gunned down in a North Lake Charles park. Tonight, the latest on the search for the killer and for answers. And the state fires a major Medicaid contractor. Nightcast starts in 14 minutes.
Pay, take it.
Yes.
10. Poor Maggie, always getting raped.
Damn.
That's what happens in The Walking Dead. 4, 3, 2, and Law and Order. 1, go see. Cart. Mike Q.
Gunshots rang out in this North Lake Charles park late last night. When the shooting stopped, it was the worst act of violence ever in Lake Charles. And just one day after the faculty says they did not want him, the frontrunner for LSU president goes to campus. Plus, was a snake really to blame for this house fire? 7 News Nightcast starts now.
Go see.
Now, in high definition, sponsored by Nissan of Lake Charles. This is 7 News Nightcast.
And Mikey, Cynthia.
Good evening. Wednesday night's triple homicide near McMillan Park in Lake Charles has city police naming this case as the worst act of violence they have ever seen.
Full screen.
The victims are 20-year-old Jaminsky RV, 23-year-old David Galmore, and 20-year-old Fitzgerald Guillory, all of Lake Charles. We've been covering the incident since it happened, and KPLC's Olivia Vidal joins us tonight with all the details.
Yeah, Cynthia, Chief Don Dixon says this was the most dangerous person he's ever seen in his 11 years of being police chief, just to show you the magnitude of this particular case. But detectives and officers with LCPD have been working around the clock to get some answers.
Setup one. That
Here's the surveillance from a gas station near Sisson Ryder and U.S. Highway 171 Wednesday night.
129, that promise. We're going to come out to a full screen, then we'll go to the flash with Olivia, then a SOT out of 2.
18-year-old Armanta Hadnot is the shooter. They identified 23-year-old Lon Porter as the driver. He was arrested and charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm and possession of a firearm by a felon. But LCPD believes Hadnot is a big threat to the area.
He's probably the most dangerous person in America right now. Involved in 2 separate shootings, 3 killed, attempted to kill 3 more in a car, shot another one who was wounded. I can't think of anybody in America more dangerous right now.
But it didn't stop at the gas station. A few hours later at McMillan Park, Hadnot and another man approached some men playing dice, forced them to lie down, robbed them, and shot one man while he was lying on the ground. 2 other men fled the scene but were shot by Hadnot.
As one of the victims is running, he's running towards that playground as the subject is running and shooting at him, where in the background the children are. Total disregard. Total disregard.
15.
Of humans.
3 people dead, 1 man arrested, another, the suspected killer, on the run.
This is the most serious thing that's happened since I've been chief. Let me assure you, the families of these 3 victims, that we will leave no stone unturned.
Go full screen.
You got that promise.
Mike Q.
Police believe Hadnot is driving a dark green 2001 Buick Century with Texas license plate BK6J808. The car has a hood ornament of an angel with orange wings. There is also a reward for any information leading to his capture. And while Dixon considers this man to be a threat, we were wondering why it took so long to know of a man on the loose. So we asked him, why did it take until 4 p.m. Thursday afternoon to learn of someone involved with a homicide considered dangerous with unknown whereabouts?
17.
When were the suspects identified?
48 seconds, drive by, we'll come back to the flash.
For which?
For Armanta and Mr. Porter.
What time this morning?
How come the public wasn't notified sooner of
30
suspects?
We didn't find out until this morning.
No, it's 4 p.m. now, and we're just learning of a killer on the loose. How come we're just finding out now it's 4 p.m. and not this morning?
We had several interviews still going on, witnesses coming in. We still have an unidentified subject out there, but we don't know who was with him. We have notified law enforcement to be on alert. And quite frankly, we don't have the warrants yet for the homicide. The only warrant we have on him right now is the existing warrant from the drive-by shooting.
Mike Q.
And you can view
Stand
more
by
of the
2,
press conference
center up
from
on
this
2,
afternoon
center
on our
up on 2.
website, KPLC-TV.com. At your service, Olivia
Semi
Vidal,
Cynthia.
KPLC 7 News.
And she's up behind you.
As you can imagine, the
Some video from
brutality
3.
of the killings has stunned the North Lake Charles community.
Videos
Many
up.
people came to
We're
the
gonna
park
mix to a
today
side
where
out
the
of
killing
1.
happened,
Okay.
to remember the victims and to try to make sense of it all. One of
Stand
them
by
was
1.
related to 2 of the victims.
And son of
2
1.
cousins in one night, Fitzgerald. And
It's out right
Miss
now,
Marvin.
coming back centered. Standing by.
And I'm sitting out here right now.
Mike.
And I'm sitting over where my little cousin died at. And it hurt me right now.
Mike you.
For more reaction to the triple murder, go to
Send my video from 2.
KPLC-TV.com.
Videos up.
Former LSU star running back Charles Stott found not guilty in a rape case. Stott
We're gonna
was
wipe
accused
the
of
video out
raping
of
an
3. We'll wipe with
18-year-old
banner.
woman
We'll
at
come
his
back keyed.
Prairieville home. Stott had waived his right to a jury trial. Instead, it was a state judge who found him not guilty.
And wiping.
One family in Vinton is looking for answers after 2 of their cats have come back home with serious injuries. Steve and Terry Borders say 2 of their cats have been shot with pellet guns.
Did you change that?
The cats survived, but one lost a
There was
leg.
a second
And the
piece of
Borders
take
say
video
other
in
cats in
there.
their neighborhood were targeted too. Vinton police and Calcasieu
That's what I saw on the
Services are
prompter.
investigating, but say without any leads or tips, it's hard to identify a perpetrator. They're asking anyone with information
Standing
to
by on cam.
contact Vinton police.
She's up on cam.
Just a day after LSU's faculty
Okay.
senate gave a no-confidence vote
Stand
to
by
his
package from
selection,
1.
the man expected to be LSU's next president strode onto campus. King Alexander took a tour of the school this morning after meeting with staff. And despite what concerns the faculty may have, Tiana Williams
Send myself
reports
from 1.
Alexander says he's qualified for the job.
1.
I'm here to work with the faculty.
He's the sole candidate for the new combined position of system president.
It's out
and
a minute
chancellor.
42.
Since
College
many
education.
on
We'll come
LSU's
back keyed for the
faculty
tag.
senate have little faith that F. King Alexander is the right man for the job. Alexander says he was approached for the job by the search firm hired by LSU.
I was told that I was recommended to
10.
look into this possibility and possibly talk to some more people about
Yeah, David,
LSU.
got it.
And so he is. Today, Alexander spent the morning on a tour of the campus and then speaking with staff and students. But LSU's faculty senate still sees a problem. Alexander is the current president of California State
1
University.
minute. College
Long Beach.
education. Coming back
LSU's
keyed.
faculty
We'll
senate
run some
says
key on air.
published graduation rates there are lower than LSU. Alexander disagrees, saying California State overperforms in graduating students.
Our 6-year graduation rate is about 56.6%. Our predicted graduation rate based on the student population we serve is about 42%.
He says many of the students he serves at California State are working students, and many are the first to attend college in their families and may take
30.
longer to graduate. He stresses, however, that is the #1 issue with higher education.
How do we get our graduation rates up? How do we graduate more students?
And that's where his focus will
15.
be if he takes over at LSU.
And we've got a long way to go in Louisiana. Because right now we rank 45th
10.
by the last count in terms of adult college
Stand
graduates
by.
with any type of college education.
Mike you.
Alexander is
Somebody
scheduled to
Venture
meet with the
King.
faculty senate tomorrow. The board is expected to vote on him at their next meeting, which is next Wednesday.
Venture King.
The
On a
state of
video out of
Louisiana
2.
today canceled a major Medicaid contract amid talk of
Okay.
2 separate investigations now underway.
Videos up.
Commissioner of Administration
We'll come
Christy
back to 3 and
Nichols
2
announced
for
the
first
termination
weather.
of the state's current $300 million contract with CNSI. That's the company who is processing Medicaid claims. Nichols wants the Inspector General to look into the matter. Another published report says a federal grand jury may also be looking into CNSI. The contract first drew scrutiny from lawmakers in June 2011 when Health and Hospital Secretary Bruce Greenstein, a former CNSI exec, announced the deal.
And 3.
Well, another cool night. Wade Hampton is
Somebody
here with
won in the
more on
monitor,
that.
Wade.
Yeah, Cynthia, temperatures
Go
are
one.
dropping back a little bit, although
One
it
is
is
up.
going to be warmer tonight than what it was last night at this time. Here's a look at our temperatures.
30's
And
up.
kind of an interesting spread in temperatures, some cooler temperatures.
We'll
a
come
little
back to
farther
3 and a
east,
2, then
58
we'll
right
go
now in
2
Jennings.
feet on
It's
Cynthia.
actually the cool spot. Warmer farther west, 65 in Beaumont, 62 Lake Charles. Right now, 60 degrees Fort Polk. And here's why. Look at the wind and the direction. Yeah, Beaumont's a south wind, so that's definitely a warming direction. Everyone else, more southeasterly for now, which for some means the wind is over a lot of land. That's why it's actually a little cooler farther east of Lake Charles. But all in all, definitely a little bit of wind out there. I don't expect the wind to calm much. And temperatures will just kind of take a very slow and steady drop, and eventually
They're on cam, so much keyed.
7-day forecast, which includes some rain coming up in less than 10 minutes.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade. A local agency says a new vehicle could benefit people throughout Southwest Louisiana. Red Cross agencies of Southwest Louisiana
are going to mix to a slot out of one.
Emergency response vehicles. The new vehicle is redesigned to provide help in a quicker, more effective manner. They do this by having serving windows installed so they can directly serve food and items from the van. They say the more economical, smaller version will actually be better for those needing Red Cross assistance.
It will actually make it easier for the chapters and your people to get to them, because there's a lot of areas we can't get the big trucks into. So with them being smaller, it'll make it a lot easier for them to service communities.
Currently, the Red Cross uses more than 300 response vehicles throughout the United States to help serve food and distribute relief supplies in light of a disaster. Next, an emotional day in court when a man wrongly convicted of murder goes free after more than 20 years. And why a snake is blamed for this house fire. Those stories of 7 News Nightcast continues.
You're up in 3, 2, 1, fade, take it. 2 minutes. Did not exist, and she was not happy about saying it.
It is a word.
Well, yeah. But at the time, 4, 3, 2, 1, C, IQ.
Authorities say a man who may be linked to the slaying of Colorado State Prison Chief is basically legally deceased after being shot by police in Texas following a high-speed chase.
We're going to mix to a slot out of 2.
License plates he was driving today matches the description of a car spotted outside Tom Clements' home Tuesday night, just before he was shot.
10 of 2.
The defendant's motion to vacate the judgment of conviction is granted.
Mike Q.
That was the moment David Rant has waited for more than 20 years.
We're going to watch the video out of 3 next.
He was exonerated and freed today after being wrongfully convicted of the 1991 murder of a New York City rabbi.
And 11.
Authorities believe a homeowner's response to finding a snake in her yard may have led to the fire that destroyed her house. We're going to mix to a slot out of 1. It happened in Bowie County, Texas. The call came in just before 7 last night. The homeowner says they were cleaning the house when she saw a snake.
And son of 1.
While cleaning up, she saw a snake, threw gasoline on the snake, and lit the snake on fire. And the snake went into the brush pile.
Stand by, Mike.
And the brush pile caught the home on fire.
Mike Q.
Despite the efforts of several fire departments that responded to the scene, the flames completely engulfed the home. It's a total loss. A neighboring home was also damaged on one side. The fire remains under investigation. There has been no word from officials on whether charges will be filed.
See.
About 15 minutes into his speech to an auditorium of Israeli students, President Barack Obama was heckled by a man
speaking in Hebrew. We're going to mix to a slot out of 3.
The president was saying how the students will shape the future.
Semi-stop from 3.
Watch how the president reacts.
In 3.
The ties between our countries.
27 seconds, long applause. Going to mix to a slot out of 1. Go for Mike. 15.
Oh no.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is part of the lively debate that we talked about. This is good.
Mike Q.
And then he jokes.
I have to say we actually arranged for that because it made me feel at home.
12 seconds, Heckles laughing, wiping the video at 2.
You know, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I didn't have at least one heckler.
Mike Q.
The heckler was taken away by security. President Obama made the short trip from Jerusalem to the West Bank this morning to meet with Palestinian leaders.
Video out of 3.
The president, traveling along with newly appointed Secretary of State John Kerry, was greeted by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. President Obama said Palestinians deserve an independent and sovereign state and an end to occupation by Israel.
And wiping.
History uncovered at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. You're looking at the careful recovery of 2 rocket engines from the
We'll come back to 3 and 2 for the bump. Apparently there's video out of 1.
Amazon.com. The serial numbers on the engines have worn away, so it's hard to tell which missions the engines launched. What a sight.
And they're up on cam.
Yeah, they're 14,000 feet below the surface, so way down there.
Sneaking your car. Stand by your brakes.
Yeah,
stand by video
somewhat. And in case you're wondering, there are 65 total of those out in the Atlantic somewhere from the various Apollo missions. Well, I was in Jennings earlier this afternoon and had a lot of folks turn out for our weather radio event over at the Walgreens location. And had a great turnout of folks. We want to thank everyone that dropped by our location there in Jennings. And next week, we are coming to visit in Vernon Parish. We'll be in Leesville next Thursday afternoon from 4 to 7. I've got your forecast coming up after this.
Fade, take it. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now your pinpoint forecast with Chief Meteorologist Wade Hampton.
Mike QA.
Well, good evening to you on this Thursday night. If you were outside this evening, you may have noticed that it still feels cool, but definitely a little bit warmer tonight than where we were last night at this time, and by tomorrow morning, I don't think temperatures are going to be much cooler than where we are right now, so our forecast headlines definitely call for a warmer night tonight coming up this evening. Then, probably a few showers around coming up tomorrow. I don't expect it to be a washout. In fact, I think most of us will probably miss the rain tomorrow. Just a very slight chance of showers. I think the best chance for rain is on Saturday, and even then, I am still not convinced that it's going to rain everywhere. Just a little bit better chance of showers and probably some thunderstorms in the mix too. And any of those storms could at least briefly turn severe across portions of southwest Louisiana. More on that in a second. But of course, no threat of that tonight. A few clouds from time to time. You'll see some of those moving across the sky. But if you're outside, you may end up seeing some of the stars through those clouds as well, because the clouds are not all that thick, not quite as impressive as what we saw last night with clouds that started to move into the area. Of course, though, no rain, and I'm not expecting any tonight, but as I said, probably some showers returning starting tomorrow. Temperature-wise, with our weather watchers, I mentioned this earlier, that it's actually cooler across sections of Acadiana. Even our weather watchers, the Berries and Lafayette, who normally are not quite as cool just because being closer into the city, but 58 there, 59 Wanda Bailey and Sugartown, compared to the warmest location is at the coastline. Yeah, that's not something you say very often. 66 for Robert Down, Grand Chenier, 62 Kent Walter in Benton. Other numbers, the Marine reporting station in Cameron is also the warmest on this map. 65 there, same at Sabine Pass as well as in Beaumont, and coolest actually still at Jennings, 58 degrees 60 in Abbeville, 59, Oakdale 62 here in Lake Charles. Now here is why it is warmer at the coast. Gulf of Mexico water temperatures are slowly rising just because of more and more sun. Water temperatures in the mid-60s, so the wind off the mid-60-degree water, keeps temperatures there. Inland areas, that wind is off of more land, so it actually allows temperatures to drop just a little bit cooler. You can clearly see the dew point map, too, why it's cooler across Acadiana. The air is drier, too. 42-degree dew point Lafayette compared to 51 here in Lake Charles. So overnight tonight, temperatures in the 50s. I don't see anyone getting into the 40s tonight, and for sure, we will stay in the 60s south of Interstate 10. Now, satellite radar across the region. Look at this. Yes, still snowing up across portions of Arkansas, maybe even on into Memphis later on this evening. Of course, that is not heading our way. Weather map shows that nicely up there, and watch, it stays up there as that moves on to the east. Plus, a warm front will move through later on tonight and into tomorrow. Then, this cold front's going to kind of stay over the area for the next couple of days. That's going to be the focal point for those thunderstorms I mentioned on Saturday. It's a little area of low pressure will ride right along that front. That's what will likely spark the best chance for showers coming up on Saturday. Our local computer model starting off tonight with clouds around, again, maybe an isolated shower tomorrow during the day, but you'll notice the computer model just really doesn't show much in the way of rain. Saturday morning starting off again with some clouds, and then a few more spotty showers into the afternoon and on into the early evening. But even this computer model not showing a lot of that. Any of those storms, though, could at least briefly produce some hail, so heads up on that. For tonight, temperatures in the 50s, partly cloudy, and it definitely will be warmer. Rain chance at about 20% tomorrow, and I decided to leave it at 30% on Saturday. Could be a little higher in a few areas, but all in all, Saturday still will not be a total washout if you have outdoor plans. Just plan on having to dodge some showers here or there. Sunday through much of next week.
I'm going to go to video out of 1 next for the bump of the break.
Right, thanks a lot, Wade. Coming up next, the alarming increase in children being poisoned by medication. That story is 7 News Nightcast continues.
Killer Mike and fade. Sound up 1.
It's an exciting time for kids in the lake area along with their parents.
Millennium Park is coming back. The park is holding a grand reopening ceremony this weekend with new additions that was closed last year. Yeah. We'll be going live from the park with local officials to talk about it.
And if you've been waiting for the park to return, then you don't want to miss our preview. Sunrise starts tomorrow morning at 4:30 here on KPLC.
Go see IQ.
Most patients who undergo a total knee replacement are able to return to work. Researchers tracked over 600 patients for 5 years after knee replacement surgery, and 98% of those who were employed before the procedure went back to work, even those who had physically demanding jobs. A study has linked Gulf War illness to physical changes in the brain.
We're gonna wipe the video out of
Gulf War veterans experience unexplained pain and fatigue that can't be traced to any single exposure to nerve agents, pesticides, or herbicides. But brain scans of 31 veterans with these symptoms found damage in nerve fibers that connect brain areas linked to perception of pain and fatigue. Researchers say this discovery could lead to possible treatment aimed at regenerating these neurons. A new report reveals small children treated in emergency rooms for swallowing medication usually find it in easily accessible places. ER visits for accidental poisoning are up 30% from a decade ago, and researchers found kids rarely get medications from a medicine cabinet or drawer. The large majority of kids got them from the floor, from a purse, a counter, or nightstand, and even from couch cushions. Well, March Madness is in full bloom, right?
Sneak in your car, stand by white to 2.
Local flavor today, including the McNeese Cowgirls in the Women's Basketball Invitational. Could they advance past the first round?
Stand by white on 3. Go 3 and 3, 2, 1. Fade take.
Look like when everyone goes to
2.5. Harley said it was some crap to help him, to help get rid of his accent.
He's a beautiful person, though. That's all that matters, right?
Do you have a crush on him? I think he's good looking. 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now, 7 sports
How old
with
is he?
Seth
Like
Lewis.
12?
Local first.
Go key, my cue.
This season didn't go the way McNeese women's basketball envisioned. They finished 5th in the Southland, then were bounced in the semifinals.
Stand by video from 1.
But the Cowgirls still had a chance today to do something never done before in program history. That's win a postseason game.
Video's up.
The Cowgirls making their 3rd straight postseason appearance, taking on Mercer in the WCI tournament. And McNeese down early 7-5, but they answered back with Caitlin Baggett's layup, and it's all tied up.
We're gonna wipe to a full screen.
It was a back and forth game before halftime. Caitlin missing the 3 here, but Elena Verdant cleaning up the boards, getting the basket and the foul. McNeese takes
it looks like it was slowed down and sped up. Maybe
Mercer trying to make it a game and close within 2, but Caitlin was unconscious today. First, Caitlin from 3-point land stroking it, and then McNeese keeps on the gas.
It's like as soon as the movement happens, it gets all weird.
Caitlin finishes with 38 points, a career high, and McNeese wins their first postseason game in history, 82-7.
And wiping.
The Cowgirls will next travel to
wipe to video out of 2
the Ladies Phoenix in the 2nd round. The game will decide who moves on to the semifinals. Tip-off is for 1.
Wiping.
Southern facing Gonzaga in the 1st round today, trying to make
We're going to come back to 2 and 2 for the bump.
1 seed. And in the first half, young Darius Johnson drawing the contact and making the basket and the free throw. Southern up early, 19-16, and then Derek Beltran burying the 3 from beyond the arc, but Southern is down at halftime, and then Gonzaga hitting the layup, and it looks like Gonzaga is going to pull away up 52-41, but Beltran having none of it. First he hits the 3 here to cut the Zags lead down to 2, and then going down the court for the fast break. Beltran pulling up for the jumper and tied at 56 with less than 4 minutes to go, but the Zags just a little bit too much. Pangos making the 3-pointer here, and the Jags barely fall to the Zags, losing 64-58. But
standing by on cam
by Southern, and tomorrow Northwestern State
sneak in your cart, stand by your break,
taking place.
So how are you doing on your breakfast?
We'll need some help.
We all do. Coming up next, Wayne has your wake-up forecast. Stay with us.
Fade, take it.
Watch us like,
we all do.
Yeah.
And Fox News. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see. My cues.
Well, starting off tomorrow morning, I do expect it to be a little bit warmer than it was this morning. Otherwise, some clouds will be around, but no rain in the morning.
Do you want me to take this? You want me to take a wide first and then go to the video?
First up,
I think that would look better.
About our next
1 minute.
Event. That's next Thursday, a week from today. We'll be coming to you in Vernon Parish. We'll be in Leesville, so be sure to come by and see us. We'll be there from 4 until 7
You're not going to go see Wade?
There's your 7-day forecast. Rain chance tomorrow. Again, 1 or 2 little showers, mainly in the afternoon hours. About a 20%
if Wade's shirt was a little bit lighter, they would almost be like,
thunderstorms that
it would be
Saturday
perfect.
could produce some
matching-wise,
so
clothes-wise.
Keep tuned to us both here on television, of course, on the website.
Well, because like Steph's shirt's almost kind of like Cynthia's suit.
Halfway decent.
They're up on cam, 30, but their ties go together. So if Wade's shirt was a little
do it for us.
less
John,
brighter.
Brittany, and Ben are back here from 4:30 to 7 in the morning for 7 News Sunrise. We're always on KPLC-TV.com.
Go one.
Thanks for joining us, and
You're
have
up.
a good night.
15. I'm gonna go to video out of 3. And taking video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They take it. It was a show.